Should Biden withdraw from the presidential elections? Pivotal times call for pivotal moments. Should Biden withdraw from the 2024 US presidential elections? That's been on the minds and mouths of many people across the US. You see, pivotal times call for pivotal decisions. It was not too long ago that the Democrats deliberately missed the opportunity to replace Justice Ginsburg that costed them a seat on the US Supreme Court. They're now faced with that same chance, with President Joe Biden being the deciding factor. We discuss this and more coming up on the NeoLiberal podcast.
Inflation has slowed, but prices remain high. Since you took office, the price of essentials has increased. For example, a basket of groceries that cost $100 then now costs more than $120. And typical home prices have jumped more than 30%. What do you say to voters who feel they are worse off under your presidency than they were under President Trump?
We got to take a look at what I was left when I became president and what Mr. Trump left me. We had an economy that was in free fall. The pandemic was so badly handled. Many people were dying. All he said was, it's not that serious. Just inject a little bleach in your heart. You'll be all right. The economy collapsed. There were no jobs. Unemployment rate rose to 15%. It was terrible. And so what we had to do was try to put things back together again. And that's exactly what we began to do. We created 15,000 new jobs. We brought out a position where we have 800,000 new manufacturing jobs. But there's more to be done. There's more to be done.
Thank you, President Trump.
We have the greatest economy in the history of our country. We have never done so well. Everybody was amazed by it. Other countries were copying us. We got hit with COVID. And when we did, we spent the money necessary so we wouldn't end up in a Great Depression, the likes of which we had in 1929. By the time we finished, we did a great job. We got a lot of credit for the economy, a lot of credit for the military, and no wars and so many other things. Everything was rocking good. But the thing we never got the credit for, and we should have, is getting us out of that COVID mess.
Welcome back to another episode of the NeoLiberal podcast.
That this too shall pass. They really do feel very strongly that this is all being overblown, that the president has been underestimated before, that he has shown that he can come back and win, and they think that this is just another one of those times. But what you also heard from the president there was the fact that he didn't really seem to fully grasp the magnitude of this situation, just the severity of the growing chorus of concern that we have been hearing from Democrats. The president dismissing a lot of that, dismissing the trends that we have seen in the polls. So I think, as Rachel was saying, this moment, what was a moment the campaign certainly feels the president did well tonight. The question is, will it be enough going forward? Well, they're responding with just one word, and that is strong. They feel that the president did what he needed to do to come out and answer these questions. He, as you noted, admitted, yes, look, I had a bad night. The issue is that what you're hearing from Democrats is that they're not worried that he had a bad night. They are worried about the president's ability to do this job for another 4 years, and perhaps more importantly than that, his ability to win. And the president
is, in his defense, is saying that he had a bad night. That's what the president is saying. President Biden. That interview with Stephanopoulos, whatever, from ABC, the interview he just did, that was just released here. He is saying that he had and people are telling him that he must get out of the race because he said, according to me, they just one night. He had one bad night, and I'm saying no, it's not just one bad night. We wanted to see Donald Trump at that debate. Joe Biden. We wanted to see a healthy Joe Biden because there has been concerns about his health being in decline. Not just at the debate, but before the debate, there were moments, and leading up to the debate, there was one time when he was at an event and he was dancing and right beside at a black event. and he was dancing, and there were several people around him just before his son got convicted. And Vice President Kamala was to his right, and right next to that was Kamala's husband, and then so on. And he was seemingly moving robotic, or he was very robotic in his movements, and as if he was oblivious. And not only, there are several other moments when he fell several times coming down Air Force One, or going up Air Force One. He fell, going various events. He fell, or seemingly out of it, or forgetting his thoughts. It's his lines. It has happened a plethora of time. There has been a multiplicity of times. Okay, and so at the debate, we wanted to see whether or not our people's concerns about his health, about his mental capacity, and whether or not he can do the job, and so on, whether or not those concerns are okay, whether or not he can hold his own against Donald Trump. The debate actually did not do that. The debate made it clear that something is wrong with Mr. Biden. Okay? The debate did not quell or dispel our concerns. And now he's saying one night. No, the debate was supposed to be the defining moment where he delivered and presented himself in such a way that dispelled people's concern about his health being in decline. What the debate did last week, Thursday, was to confirm people's fears about and doubts about him. So I'm pushing back. I'm pushing back against what Mr. Biden and his campaign is saying, and what the White House is saying in his defense. Okay, it's not. He has had several bad nights, several bad days. Okay, the debate was the icing on the cake, and now he's supposed to do an interview, which he did several days after. Do an interview. And when I watched the interview just now, it did not do any. The interview was not great. It wasn't spectacular. Okay. First of all, I am watching Mr. Biden, and he is, the energy, yes, that he had 3.5 years ago. That sharpness, it's just not there. He was looking aged, but he looked. I watched the debate, and he seemed, you can't hear what he's saying, or he just seemed a bit aloof, lethargic, tired, restless, aged. And you were just and you are here sitting down listening to him, and you're waiting for the mistake, waiting for him to trip up, and I'm waiting. That's how he sound. I am cringing, and I am feeling sorry for him, putting himself under that pressure. I just don't see, I just don't see him as someone who should be running for president at this time. I think he should retire. People are saying, well, he's done a lot. People should think about the fact that he's done a lot for the country. I mean, managed to keep inflation at 3%. He's talking about the fact that he's made some protections, protected the low income and middle class, and so on and so forth. He talked about expanding NATO, but of course, his expansion of NATO is creating the Russian operative right now in Ukraine. So I don't know what he's talking about right there. And then he mentioned the fact what he is about to broker a deal. Now that's that's if it happens. Okay, so however, he has done some things. But it's not about we are electing a leader, someone who is able to rally the crowd, bring the people together. Someone who, they're not just looking for someone who will be able to balance the budget. At the end of the day, Americans are always wanting more. It's not just they want a leader to possess and to look and to project a certain way. Okay? And right now, what we are seeing from Mr. Biden is not that. Okay? I believe that he should resign. I believe that he should resign. I really believe so. Sorry, not resign. Sorry, he should ride out this term, but at the end of this term, he should step down. Okay? The American people, we are electing or voting for someone who will be president for 4 years. He does not look as if he will be able to last 4 years. Of course, that many persons had that fear. 4 years ago or 3.5 years ago, we didn't believe that he'd be able to complete the 4 years. But he's about to complete the 4 years. But right now, at this juncture, it seems as if he is not capable and able. Okay. In the 1980s, Reagan was president, but it wasn't until later on we realized that he had Alzheimer's or dementia. He was ill, and other persons were making the decisions for him. Okay, and they kept the American people in the dark. And what I'm seeing is as if the White House and the surrogates are trying to keep President Biden's health in the dark, trying to keep American people about his health, trying to keep us in the dark. Because first of all, they lied. The press secretary lied, leading up to the days leading up to the debate, lied that President Biden did not seek any kind of medical attention. Now, after the debate, we are hearing that he did in fact go to the doctor for a cold that he had, or for some kind of to check him because he was not feeling well. After the fact, or the excuses we're hearing. I'm telling you, I've been talking to a lot of people who support Joe Biden, and many people are concerned. Many Democrats are concerned. You in fact, you are a supporter, and you are concerned. You are saying,
I am. I'm very concerned.
Yes.
He's looking very distraught when he comes out and tries to control the whole scenery, and he has what it takes, but I don't think his health is the concern. That's the only concern that I have, is his health.
Yeah. The interview was not great. It wasn't spectacular. He still seemed as if he's still dealing with a cold. He seemed as if he's still, and probably that's why he waited to speak with the public, or to speak with the press, because I think he needs to go to the briefing room at the White House and speak with the press. He hasn't done that. If he wants to make a showing, if he wants to really dispel any qualms that people have about him and his health, he needs to be more engaging, more forthright, more visible with the public. Okay, go to the press room and hold a press conference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Over the last couple of weeks and months, what we have is as if everything is very planned, very prepared, very careful, as if they are hiding something.
To what extent, though? To what extent?
Because he's been making a lot of he's been over the last couple of weeks and months, he's been making a lot of mistakes. Okay, he's been tripping. He seems oblivious. When he's in the public, people have been making comments about how the president appears, and so his availability lately has been very planned, very mitigated, very managed. Because they're afraid he may say something that he's not supposed to say. Because obviously there are concerns about his health and his well-being, and of course he is, and I think he is in a denial. He's in denial. Let me tell you. Remember, this is gonna cause, this is gonna cause the Democrats.
He just said on his
Yeah.
The guy from ABC, I don't remember his name, but he was telling him that they would not inform him that they would not inform him if he needs to step down or not.
Well, he said he said that they have not, right? They
He
haven't.
said that right, and that they will not.
He said they will not, but that is not true. Okay, it's his prerogative to say that because he wants to save face and look at and appear a certain way. But okay, I'm telling you that he's just saying that now. But let me make a point.
Mm-hmm.
When Obama was president, the Supreme Court Justice Ginsburg, okay, the Honorable Justice Ginsburg, she was Obama had approached her and asked her to step down, or the Obama administration asked her to resign so that he can appoint a justice. She refused, she said she was fine, to their detriment. She waited until Donald Trump was president until she had to resign or she died. And he replaced he chose her he chose her replacement. And okay, and that is why we are dealing we okay and that's why we're dealing with a Supreme Court that is making the decisions that many Democrats and liberals don't like today, because the Democrats keep making bad decisions. They had an opportunity to choose to replace Ginsburg, and they missed. They delayed. They did, and they missed out on that opportunity. Okay, now they have an opportunity to replace Biden before it's too late, and they're doing the same thing. Okay, they're doing the same thing, and if Biden doesn't step down, I believe that there's going to be a landslide, not just in terms of them losing, the Democrats losing the White House, but they're going to lose the Senate and they're going to lose the House. Not only that, Donald Trump has even moved past that. Donald Trump is certain that Biden is going to step down because people should we should have an interview with Biden. With Trump. Trump, what did you see? You were closest to Biden. What did you see? And I could tell when I was watching Donald Trump himself seemed concerned. He was not as combative because clearly he saw something is going on with Biden, and you know what? And he respected that, and he didn't want to add a wrench into that. So he was very, and I believe that. I sense that. Yeah. That Donald Trump was clearly
he was being conservative.
Real, and he was being very kind, very respectful, and said, you know what? He's already doing damage. I don't need to do anything else. Okay. I don't need to do it. And now Donald Trump, he's moved off. He's moved past Biden. He's moved past Biden, and now he is competing and challenging Kamala Harris as if Kamala Harris is the nominee. He knows it's going to be Kamala because I'm telling you, anybody who is a rational human being, okay, clearly sees the writing on the wall. Biden is in no condition to go up against Mike Tyson. Okay? All right? He's in no condition to enter the ring. He needs to bow out the race and give somebody else a chance. And I believe that Kamala Harris is their best chance because she's been out front. She's been campaigning. And I think that the polls are showing that she stands the better chance right now to beat Donald Trump. Okay? This is the NeoLiberal podcast. We'll continue to follow this story.